In the bustling streets of Lagos, Nigeria, there lived a young woman named Ayo Bami. Born in a life of poverty, Ayo spent her days selling pure water and soft drinks on the streets to support her family. Ayo dropped out of school when tragedy struck her family. Her father had an accident and almost died. He barely came out alive. With no other source of income, Ayo was forced to drop out of the university to support her mother in their pure water business. "Mama, I can't do this anymore," Ayo whispered, her voice choked with emotion. "I miss my classes, my friends. I miss feeling like I had a future, Mama." Her mother's gaze softened, filled with understanding and sorrow. "I know, my dear daughter," she whispered, as she was holding her tears back. She didn't want Ayo to see her cry. "But your father needs us now more than ever. We have to do whatever it takes to keep our family afloat. We must survive in this economy." Ayo responded to her mother, "Why did this have to happen, Mommy? I was so close to finishing my second year in the university." Ayo's mother replied, "I know this is hard, Ayo, but we have no one else to help us. We need to brace ourselves and be strong. Things will get better. We will get through this together. Don't let your siblings see you cry, okay?" Ayo nodded, but the pain in her heart only grew. She had worked so hard to get into the university in order to make a better life for herself and also to make her parents proud. Now, all those dreams and efforts felt like they were slipping through her fingers with no hope for things to ever return to normal. Going forward, Ayo threw herself into her new role as her mother's assistant. She tried her best to help her mother to increase sales. She worked long hours at her family business, caring for her father also and her siblings. But deep down, the ache in her heart remained a constant reminder of the dreams she had forfeited and forced to abandon. And though she had tried to push those thoughts away, a part of her couldn't help but wonder what could have been. Ayo sold pure water, not just in the neighborhood, but in neighboring towns. With her mother, her dedication and determination caught the attention of a local principal who lived in the neighborhood. Mrs. Johnson had noticed Ayo's diligence and determination. She knew this girl was educated. She was touched to speak to her about her education plans, but she never found the opportunity to approach Ayo with such topic. An opportunity came in the secondary school where Mrs. Johnson worked, and Ayo was first on her mind. She couldn't wait to speak with Ayo. Mrs. Johnson approached her one day as she was selling pure water. "My child, give me 2 pure water and 3 soft drinks," Mrs. Johnson spoke to Ayo. "Yes, ma. Would you like them chilled or lukewarm?" Ayo responded. "Yes, my dear. I prefer them chilled. You really speak well. Are you educated, my dear child?" Mrs. Johnson asked. "Yes, ma, but..." Ayo started to break down. She stopped talking because she didn't want to cry. "Yes, ma, but..." Ayo started to break down. She stopped talking because she didn't want to cry. She started to break down. 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 She Speak up, my dear. You see, I am a secondary school principal. Ayo responded, Ma, my father was a taxi driver. He was the one paying my school fees in the university, and he had a car accident. He barely survived, and now we are faced with heavy responsibilities. My mother cannot afford to continue my education. We are surviving, Ma. It's a long story. I do not want to bother you with it, Ma. I'm so sorry. It's fine, my daughter. I am sorry to hear what happened to your daddy. I hope he's receiving treatment and recovering. Ayo responded back, Yes, Ma. He is stable, Ma. Thanks a lot, Ma. And here is your change, Ma. Mrs. Johnson responded to Ayo, You can use it to buy your lunch, my dear. If there is an opportunity for you to continue your education, would you like to accept it? Ayo's heart skipped a beat. The dream of completing her education had never truly faded, but the harsh realities of life had made it seem like an unattainable goal. She looked at Mrs. Johnson with hope in her eyes. Yes, Ma, but it's not possible. Everywhere is hard, and nobody has to give out, Ma. Ayo cried. Ayo, Mrs. Johnson asked. There is a charity organization that is offering scholarships to deserving students from underprivileged backgrounds in my school. The scholarship would cover tuition, books, and other expenses. Mrs. Johnson gave Ayo the application form and bid her farewell. When Ayo's mother came back to the shop to carry another round of ice water to go and hawk in the nearby street, Ayo told her mother all that had happened when she was away. Her mom was happy and she encouraged Ayo to apply. Overwhelmed with gratitude, they later went to the school to thank Mrs. Johnson. Ayo applied for the scholarship and was overjoyed when she was selected. With the support of the charity organization and Mrs. Johnson's guidance, Ayo enrolled in the university. She was determined to make the most of this second chance at education fate brought her way. As she navigated the campus on her first day, Ayo was excited to be back into the university system. She was also nervous because she was going to make new friends. She knew this journey would not be an easy one, but she was determined to succeed. As she entered her first lecture, Ayo was greeted by the sight of Professor Susan, a renowned scholar known for her tough but fair teaching style. She found a seat near the front and listened intently as the lecture began. After lecture, Ayo's new friend Nsube invited her for lunch at the campus cafeteria. Ayo grinned, her stomach growling at the thought of food. Sure, I could use a break from all this studying. Meet you there in 10 minutes. As Ayo made her way to the restaurant, she couldn't help but feel grateful for the opportunities that had come her way. She knew that with hard work and perseverance, she could achieve anything she set her mind to. And as she sat down to enjoy her meal with Nsube, Ayo couldn't help but reflect on how far she had come, knowing that her background, she is the only one who is educated, including her cousins and her own siblings, and suddenly her father fell ill. She didn't want to disappoint her parents. She tried to avoid bad friends and clubbing. Ayo juggled her studies with her responsibilities at home. She would wake up early, help her mother out with house chores before she goes to school. And when she comes back from lecture, she also helps her mother to prepare dinner at home. Her mother provided support and encouragement that she needed to succeed, despite all the challenges Ayo faced. She excelled in her studies and graduated with top honors and a degree in pharmacy. At her graduation, the secondary school principal, Mrs. Johnson, attended. Ayo gave her a wonderful gift. Ayo secured a job after her graduation. She was the first person in her father's family to ever graduate from the university. Ayo's new job at the pharmaceutical company opened up a world of opportunities for her. She immersed herself in her work, eager to learn and grow. Her natural talents and determination caught the eyes of her superiors, and she was promoted from a graduate intern to a full staff. With her newfound success, Ayo was able to provide even more for her parents and her father. She moved them to a comfortable home, ensuring that her parents had access to good health care. She also started a scholarship fund for underprivileged children in her community. She was determined to give back to those in need. Ayo provided education for all her cousins and her siblings. Ayo finally broke the bondage and chain of everlasting poverty in their family. This story teaches us several valuable lessons. Firstly, Ayo's story teaches us that opportunity comes to those who are ready. Ayo's readiness was not just about being prepared academically, it was also about her mindset and her determination to seize the opportunity despite her challenging circumstances. Ayo's story reminds us that when we are prepared and open to opportunities, we create a brighter future for ourselves. This reminds us of the importance of surrounding ourselves with people who believe in us and who uplift us in our journey towards success. Thanks for watching this video to the end. Please subscribe to our channel, and we appreciate every single one of you. Thank you.